All right, this will be something covering an EU contradiction. However,
It's a
my
very,
friend here wanted to help out with this
it's a
and
very short.
give how he would fix it. And I haven't looked into it, and I don't think this is a contradiction that was fixed by
Like,
Lucasfilm, but it's not really. Would you say it's big or not? I don't know.
I'd say it's a minor retcon. The contradiction I'm thinking of is that we recently read the Outlander comic, and in that, the Tuskens said that they find exposed flesh or faces to be offensive, vaguely like Arabs and the Arab archetypes,
Yeah,
except
and that's why in the movies we never see what a Tusken looks like underneath the mask and the robes.
yet, in the Junior Jedi Knight novels, which take place later in the timeline, it should be noted, is that Tahiri, Tyone, and Anakin go to Tatooine, to be with her sand people who adopted her again. And what is notable is that the Tuskens offer them facial coverings, and it's treated more as something to make it through the desert instead of some cultural ritual or taboo. And it might seem like a contradiction at first because if they're that offended by facial coverings that they're going to fight people for it, it's like, why aren't they offended right now? There's a few possible ways you could explain that. Is the leader of that tribe was Sliven, who was already established to be kind of in question by the Tuskens and kind of held in lower esteem because he was kind of lax. Or, and this is a possible explanation I like a lot, is you to go with the Arab archetype, you can kind of make the comparison between perhaps the Sunnis and the Shiites. You know how each religious order or ethnic group has their different sects or fashions. Like for Catholics, sorry, I'm not religious. Sorry if I get this wrong. It's Methodist, Lutherans, Protestants, and all that kind of deal. So it could just be that they're a different sect with their own sensibilities, or they had to do with the leader in question, or maybe they abolished that practice over time. Who knows? So, what would you say to that?
That makes a lot of sense to me because there. How many tribes are there on Tatooine? Like, the
That's a good.
customs are gonna differ slightly, and also, like, if you remember in Outlander, they didn't like that Kiadi Mundi was not shown, or that he wasn't covered. But
Yeah,
that specific tribe you were mentioning maybe thought, oh, from Junior Jedi Knights, maybe thought it only applies to Tuskens.
yeah, though Tahiri, they were her guests, and Tahiri had been raised among the Sand people. It's possible it was Sherrod's policy, as he was overcompensating, or it's possible the difference between conservatives and liberals. Not to get into specific politics, but just that the more conservative tribes probably want facial coverings, and the more unorthodox tribes don't care about that stuff. Very possibly, it just depends on the angle that you look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think that was a pretty short video, but I think it works as a explanation, even if it's a bit headcanon. So yeah,
Yeah, so anyway, that's how we deal with it, and I'm glad I'd have you as a guest for explaining it for me because that was a contradiction I never even thought of because I haven't read that books. I haven't read
yeah,
Junior Jedi Knights.
yeah, yet. All it requires is being a little creative.
Right. So if you have a contradiction in the expanded universe that you want me to cover, let me know in the comments and I will do it.
See you next time. Imperfect Cell will be waiting.